Have you ever watched a movie, played a video game, or seen a TV show, and ever wondered how they created the amazing 3D animation? Creating 3D animation has always been a complex process, one that takes real creativity, patience, and a great eye for detail.
Last warning, I'll turn it off.
Wait, Mom! I gotta pause this! Yes! No!
This video is sponsored by cgfocus Insider, more on that later. Today, we're going to talk about a Blender animation training academy that promises to take you every step of the way, from no Blender experience to a good understanding of the art of animation, and even to professional experience. TOAnimate is a Blender animation academy, co-founded by animation professionals Brian Kohi, Simona Baranovitsova, and Vladimir Mokov. Brian studied animation at OCAD University before completing Sheridan's intensive postgraduate animation program. He later worked on shows including Paw Patrol and Abby Hatcher at Guru Studio. He also animated on Netflix's Maya and the Free and went on to work at UKEN Games and Point Blank Games. In recent years, he has also been teaching animation online and growing a YouTube community of over 40,000 subscribers. Simona studied drawing and anatomy at the Animation Portfolio Workshop, where she later worked as a teaching assistant and instructor, helping hundreds of students gain admission to animation and illustration programs across Canada and the United States. She graduated from Seneca College's animation program in Toronto, worked on Maya and the Free at Tangent Animation, joined Double Negative's feature department, and later worked as an animator at Industrial Light and Magic. Vlad has a generalist background in 3D with over a decade of Blender experience, specializing in character animation and rigging. He studied drawing fundamentals at the Animation Portfolio Workshop, graduated from Sheridan College's 4-year animation program, and has worked across several areas of animation, including 2D animation, motion capture, games, rigging, and 3D animation production. He also worked on Maya and the Free at Tangent Animation, where the animation was done in Blender. TOAnimate is divided into 4 different packages: the Blender Basics course, the Ultimate Blender Animation course, the Animation Mentorship Program, which is currently listed as coming soon, and lastly, their recently pre-launched highly anticipated Ultimate Rigging course on Kickstarter, coming soon on TOAnimate. TOAnimate's Blender Basics course is nicely done, and gives a great overview of animating in Blender. It includes over 40 video lessons, PDF handbooks, a Blender hotkey cheat sheet, subtitles in 7 languages, and access to its private Animation Station community. You also get a collection of assets including the Max character rig, a bouncing ball rig, a hoverboard rig, a space rover rig, headphones, and more. The Blender Basics is the foundation course. It helps you understand Blender from an animator's point of view, gives you clean rigs and props to practice with, and prepares you for the more advanced lessons inside the Ultimate Blender Animation course. What I like about TOAnimate is their approach to learning. Most courses and tutorials focus on making the student copy the instructor, but with TOAnimate, they help you understand the fundamentals of what you're doing rather than just copying. TOAnimate gives you a strong animation foundation and lets students use their own creativity and imagination throughout the courses, and lets them make their own versions of the lessons once they learn all the principles and have a foundation. The only problem with most courses is that you work at your own pace. They lack an active community to help you. But with TOAnimate, no question goes unanswered. You can pretty much ask anything about the course or anything animation related you are stuck on through their community, and either an instructor or a student in the community can answer and help you. Now, TOAnimate's Ultimate Blender Animation course is one of the best, if not the best courses on 3D animation. Unlike the Blender Basics course, which focuses more on helping you understand Blender as a software, this course focuses on helping you understand animation as a skill. Every lesson comes with a detailed high-quality PDF guide, and the course covers the complete Blender animation pipeline from the ground up, taking you from the fundamentals of animation into more advanced topics like body mechanics, acting, facial animation, lip sync, and more, which, in my own opinion, is not something that's easy to find, especially in Blender. Finding a good animation course that includes body mechanics, acting, facial animation, and lip sync at a very affordable price compared to animation schools isn't something you come across very often. The course is structured from beginner to intermediate all the way to advanced, helping you follow a clearer path that builds from simple exercises to more polished animation shots. Now, the Animation Mentorship Program, which is currently listed as coming soon, is a program more focused on one-on-one coaching and custom feedback, which can be useful if you want to take your animations to the next level. Perhaps the most compelling proof is how strong the TOAnimate community support is. One of the best examples is their recently successful campaign with the Ultimate Blender Rigging course on Kickstarter. After launching the campaign, the course was fully funded in just 2 minutes, which is honestly ridiculous. Their original goal was around 7,800 Canadian dollars, but the campaign went on to raise over 120,000 Canadian dollars, with more than 370 backers supporting the project, which is more than 1,500% of their original goal. And to me, that says a lot, because rigging is not usually the most exciting topic for beginners. It is technical, intimidating, and most Blender artists avoid it for as long as they can. So, for a Blender rigging course to get funded that fast, it shows that people do not just trust the idea, they trust TOAnimate enough to pay for it before the course is even fully launched. Now, the course is interesting because it focuses on one of the biggest problems many Blender animators face, being limited by the rigs they find online. A lot of artists turn to auto rigging tools like Mixamo or different Blender add-ons, and honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes an auto rig is all you need, especially if the task is simple or specific. But the problem starts when your project needs something more customized. Maybe you need a specific facial setup, a prop rig, a vehicle rig, or some sort of strange stylized deformation setup, and that is when you start to hit a wall, because you are mostly depending on existing tools and systems to give you the result. And instead of having full control over the rig, you are limited by what the tool can do. That is why learning rigging properly matters. It gives you the ability to build, control, and customize your own systems inside Blender, instead of always depending on someone else's rig or add-ons. The Ultimate Blender Rigging course is designed to help you understand how rigs are actually built in Blender. It will cover the rigging process from the ground up, and from what TOAnimate shows, the course includes character rigging, facial rigging, prop rigging, mechanical rigging, and more practical examples that animators can actually use. And just like their other courses, it will also come with learning resources, project files, and PDF guides, which will make the learning process much easier to follow. This video only scratches the surface. There is so much more you will learn on TOAnimate, you just have to go and see it for yourself. That's why I personally reached out to TOAnimate to see if they could hook you guys up with a discount, and they were happy to help. So use my link with the code cgfocus15 at checkout to get a 15% off discount on TOAnimate's courses and assets. Link in the description to learn more. Now lastly, if you want to support the channel, visit our shop at cgfocusinsider.com and check out the Blender Creators Database, a list of all the Blender YouTube creators we could find with real data to help you discover new channels and find your niche. I'm sure there are many people watching who probably can't afford the Blender Creators Database right now, and honestly, I understand. So here's what I've done. I've hidden 100% off coupon codes somewhere in this video. I'm not going to tell you where exactly, but if you have the time and patience to go through this video a few times, you can use them at checkout and get full access to the database completely free. The codes won't be easy to find. You're gonna have to put some effort into finding them, but that's kind of the point. If you are smart enough and curious enough, I am sure you'll find a way around it. So yeah, Godspeed to you all.